Part 1, A New Beginning. It was October when Daniel moved into the old apartment complex in Philadelphia. A fresh start. His divorce had drained him mentally, and the city felt like a reset button. Apartment 305 was nothing special. Old walls, creaky floors, a view of a brick wall. But it was cheap, and that mattered most. The landlord, Mrs. Rollins, was in her 70s, pale, with watery eyes that never quite focused. She handed Daniel the key with a weak smile. "Just keep your blinds shut at night, dear. The building has its habits." Daniel laughed nervously, but she didn't crack a smile. He chalked it up to old lady superstition and carried on. Part 2, Odd Happenings. It started on the third night. He was brushing his teeth when he felt a breeze behind him. Odd. He'd shut all the windows. He turned, and the bathroom door was ajar. Strange. He was sure he had closed it. He shrugged it off. But that night, around 2:30 a.m., he awoke to a scratching noise. Not mice, not pipes. Scratching, deliberate, like fingernails on wood. It was coming from the wall behind his bed, an interior wall that connected to apartment 304, which he believed was vacant. The next morning, he asked Mrs. Rollins about the neighbors. "No one lives in 304, she said, without looking up. "Hasn't for 6 years. Daniel mentioned the scratching. Her hands trembled slightly as she clutched her cardigan. "You didn't open the blinds, did you?" He hadn't. "Good," she muttered, then whispered more to herself than to him. "He can't see you if you don't see him." Part 3, Escalation. Over the next week, things escalated. One night, Daniel heard a knock on the wall. 3 slow, heavy thumps, then silence. The next night, it was footsteps, pacing on the other side of the thin drywall back and forth all night long. Still, apartment 304 remained locked and dark. He eventually banged on the wall in frustration. "Who the hell is in there?" Silence. But moments later, a reply. A soft whisper came through the wall, almost inaudible. "I see you, Daniel." Daniel froze. He hadn't told anyone his name. He called the police. They found the apartment empty, dusty, undisturbed, and locked from the outside. But in the middle of the room, scratched into the hardwood floor with what looked like fingernails, was a message. I watched through the walls. Part 4, Paranoia. Daniel became obsessed. He started recording audio at night. Hours of silence, occasionally broken by soft breathing or the subtle creak of something shifting near the wall. He stopped sleeping, stopped eating. He taped over every vent and crack, sealed the wall with furniture. Still, every night at 2:30 a.m., the scratching returned. And then one night, it stopped. No noise, no footsteps, no whisper, just silence. For the first time in weeks, Daniel slept. Part 5, The Blinds. It was 2 days later when he noticed the blinds. He always kept them shut tight, just as the old woman had warned. But that evening one of the slats was bent, just enough to create a gap. Outside was the usual brick wall. Except, Daniel swore he saw a face. Not clearly, just a faint shape of eyes staring in. He backed away, heart racing, and shut the blinds again. That night, he woke up to find every blind in the apartment open. And in the reflection of the dark window, he saw a shape not his own, something behind him. He turned. Nothing. But on the window glass, a greasy handprint. Part 6, Descent. Daniel begged Mrs. Rollins to let him break his lease. She refused. He threatened to leave anyway. That's when she finally told him the truth. "There's something in this building. Has been since 1967. A man died in 304, slit his throat with broken glass. Said something lived in the walls, watching him. Everyone thought he was crazy, until others started seeing it too." She pointed at Daniel's chest. "It only watches at first. Then it learns your habits. Then it wants to be seen. You looked, didn't you? Through the blinds." Daniel nodded slowly. "Then it's too late." Part 7, Gone. 2 days later, the police were called to the apartment. Neighbors reported hearing screaming from 305. They found the apartment empty. No sign of Daniel. But the walls, every wall in the unit was scratched. Not carved, but torn, by fingers, deep gouges, as if somebody had tried to claw his way out, or in the center of the room, written in dark brown smears across the wall. He saw me. Epilogue. Mrs. Rawlins still rents out the unit. She never changes the blinds. And every new tenant is told the same thing. Keep your blinds shut. And never knock on the wall. But they never listen. And every few years, someone disappears. Just like Daniel.